22 months ago, I was walking out of prison with just two things: a second chance and my laptop. Nowadays, that same laptop helps me engineer AI automations for local businesses that make me about $10,000 a month. In this video, I am going to teach you the 3-step framework: get, prompt, and transfer, that saved my life. Let's get right into it. So y'all, the title of this presentation is Transforming Automation with AI, the GPT framework. Okay, it's a reason why I believe, and you believe, and almost everybody in this world believe that they are the top coders right now. Okay, it's GPT. Okay, ChatGPT, Claude, Grok, whoever you use, Gemini. But the large language models got us all thinking we can build rockets. Okay, it sure got me thinking like that. But that is the power of AI and how infused, with systems, how effective, and the ability, the exponential ability of it, or potential of it, to really that business is crazy. So discover how artificial intelligence is revolutionizing the automation landscape, enabling intelligent processes without requiring any coding skills. This presentation explores the fundamental shift in automation capabilities through the simple yet powerful GPT get, prompt, transfer framework. You guys better understand what this is. It really changed my entire thought process when it came to building systems, because I used to just be like a links connector as a no-code AI automation engineer. I used to just connect the links, but when I started thinking about the actual system and what exactly am I doing, the systems began to be a lot easier to really build. So the new era of automation, traditional automation, this is just simple data transfers, rule-based workflows where it only worked if this particular condition was met. Now there are conditionals within workflows and automations, but it was just kind of almost hard coded. You feel me? Limited flexibility. That's what I mean. You couldn't really get jiggy. Technical expertise required. Now those obviously are a little bit more code based, or AKA just real strict with rules. Because if you say don't put a comma there and there's a comma there, and it's just it'll really throw the entire AI off. An example of traditional automations is, you can talk about Duracell. I used to work 12 hours a day at Duracell. Okay, so the assembly lines in most warehouses, they do the same thing over and over again, and they're programmed to do that same thing over again, touch this same spot over and over again. But whenever it was time for us to change over or go to a different battery, we had to literally change the entire line. Okay, so not just the robot, but everything that has to deal with the entire packaging of the Duracell battery. So it's just now you can just think about Tesla and how their machine learning algorithms can be able to just take real data at real time and switch up the route, kind of like Waze. Okay, so Waze, you be on the road, and then Waze would be no, you need to go this way now. And that's just the flexibility of systems because of AI infused. It just makes it so much more powerful. So intelligent processes, this is AI powered automations, intelligent processes, contextual understanding, adaptive workflows, and no coding required. And the no coding required is a huge caveat. When people be saying no coding, yes, they are right. That's just what my daughter she said, but Dad, I didn't lie. Because how is it lying if I don't say anything? So it's yeah, you right, but you really lied, because you could have just told what it was, but you chose not to say anything. So it's you kind of lie for real. So it's just you still need to know code. No if, ands, buts about it. You need to have the basic understanding of coding to make your automations fire. Okay. You have to have some form of HTML because you may be doing some you're more than likely going to be doing some email type automations. Okay, people hate dealing with emails. You're going to probably have to do some email automations, and you want to make sure that the text shows up correctly within the Gmail, bro. And you have to have some HTML. All right, y'all. The GPT framework, simple yet powerful. So the first stage is get, obtain data from various sources, forms, email, spreadsheets, APIs. I already said all that. Let's get right into what I mean by get. So most of your information you're going to get from webhooks, forms, and ads. Okay, so you got to think about, how do people get their data? Like, where do they get their data from? And I kind of always associate that with, where's their lead generation? What is their main form of lead generation? Is it content? Because then you pretty much know you're going to be using ManyChat for sure for the automations, and then you're probably going to have to then integrate ManyChat with their CRM and then whatever's onto that. If they're doing paid ads, then you know that you're going to have to deal with Meta ads or Google and know how to get the data from those. And then it'd be like cold traffic. Another way is just like regular traffic. Okay, so sometimes they may be using like a CRM or a website or whatever it is, and then you just have to get the data through webhook a lot of times. So here I was actually getting the data from a webhook, like I said. So this is a webhook. I was getting the data from there, and then using the AI agent to be able to determine which way do we go? Which way do we go? So prompt, analyze and extract meaningful information using AI to understand context, sentiment, and intent. So prompt engineering is literally like the superpower moving forward. If you know how to prompt, and you know how to prompt very well, you can then, like, the customization of the agents, it starts to get ridiculous, because you're really able to do anything, because as long as you explain it well to the robot or to your large language model, you're good. Okay, so here is actually where the prompting is for this agent. So let's just use this time zone formatter, for instance. And this is some of the worst stuff to deal with when it comes to automations, is have like understanding and getting each platform to understand time, because time means something different in almost every platform. Like the ISO format 8601. Oh my goodness, get used to that. Like, get used to ISO format 8601 if you're going to be an AI and automations engineer. Okay, so this is just some form of prompting. What it's telling the robot, hey, consider the pickup city, the pickup date, and the drop-off time when formatting the time. Okay, because whenever you're doing like any type of API integrations with Go High Level, you got to really, or any API at all. The easiest way to even look up API documentations is go to Google, type in the company and API documentation, and it'll literally tell you everything right there. And I gotta really start doing more videos on API documentation, because it's not as crazy as what people think. You just really have to read. And then you got transfer. So this is utilizing results in practical business scenarios, sending emails, updating CRM, generating reports. So the get is where you get the information from. Prompt is where you kind of like finesse it, get it together, make it pretty, understand it, or use AI to understand it for you. And then transfer is actually where you're going to take the data. So whenever I think about systems, I think about getting some information, doing something to the information, sending the information. Okay, getting the information, prompting a large language model to do something with the information, and then transferring or sending that information somewhere else. Okay, so when you think about it just in that way, the tools are available for you to use to do exactly that. But when a lot of times in the beginning, when I used to be, especially thinking about projects that I thought I couldn't do, was because I didn't think of it in this simple framework. Okay, and this simple framework will literally like unlock a lot of understanding. This framework helps you quickly identify and implement automation opportunities in your workflow. Oh, and this is another thing that this does very, very well for you, is this allows you to get on these sales calls and understand how you can like offer a quick solution to a business owner. You just think of the problem like this. So a business owner may be telling you that they're having trouble with answering the phones while they're on the job, and then booking, like seeing what the people want, booking the appointment, making sure that they are followed up with as well. Maybe collecting some type of deposit for the service, being booked directly on their calendar, so they won't have to go look for it. They can just come right to their phone, stuff like that. So you have to think about, okay, boom, right then there. Okay, so where are they getting their leads from? And then you can be able to ask them, okay, so hey, like, how are you generating your leads? They'll tell you. And then you're like, okay, so you know where they're getting it from. And now you're trying to figure out, okay, what are you trying to do with that? Well, I'm trying to, get the information from the client, be able to see what service they want, understand what service they want. If they have some type of discretion with the price, I can kind of, what I'm saying, do some negotiations, okay, objection handling for sure. And this is where the prompting is getting in. So you already, after you've done so many systems, you will kind of know. And then they'll be like, and this is what I'm trying to do with it, like at the end. And you really just right then and there kind of structure a system like, oh, well, clearly you're having, booking issues or a booking system. And that would be something that could possibly 5, 10, 20 extra business, however we want to do it. This is how I see it being done. We get your do-do-do and kind of like regurgitate it with your little automation sauce. And I'm telling you, sales calls going to go a lot better for you, bro. Lot better for you. So real world application, sentiment analysis. Okay, so automatically analyze customer surveys in Google Sheets, extract sentiment with AI, and deliver summary emails to management. Obviously, AI is making this up, but this is something that's within the scope of any, automations engineers. You can get surveys whenever for customer reps, customer service reps, get the surveys from the customers, put it through Google Sheets, prompt AI with something. You're getting the information from the Google Sheets. You're prompting AI, which is a P, to extract, some type of sentiment, and then you transfer or you deliver the emails to management. Multi-language support, detect language and incoming support emails. Okay, so where is the get at right now, you guys? You're getting the emails, so that is where the information is coming from. So they can throw all that other stuff at you, but if you're able to just really break it down, you'll be able to understand. This is mostly, like I said, for beginners. If you are interested in possibly getting into a community that helps beginners be able to make $10,000 in their first month, I suggest you click the link below. Get into this. This is Dream Growth Academy. Ha! Stop playing with us, man. All right. So detect language, multi-language support, detect language and incoming. So where's it get at? We said support emails, translate content, and route to appropriate team members with context-aware summaries. So where's the transfer at? Routing to the appropriate team members. You're sending it over there. That's the transfer. Okay, the prompting is a translate. Okay, when you translate the content, that's when you're actually prompting, because you're telling a large language model, hey, make this make sense. Okay, break it down. I don't even be playing. I say, listen, don't talk to me like no computer. Talk to me like, you know what I'm saying? I can't say it on the channel, but talk to me like, y'all stop playing. Content creation, let's see. Transform blog articles into engaging social media posts across multiple platforms with AI-generated summaries and hashtags. This is a known system that makes bread. The content creation system makes bread. Okay, everyone knows they need content. Everyone wants it. Everyone wants to be famous. Everyone wants to be IG famous. Everyone wants to be on YouTube. This makes a lot of money. Tell me, where is the prompting? Exactly. If you said the transfer is actually pushing it to the multiple platforms for posting, then you are correct. Where is the get at? Where are you getting the information from? If you said blog articles, you are correct. So building a customer feedback automation. You set up the trigger. So that is what would be at the beginning of automations. That would be this. This would be the trigger. Number 2 is add AI module. So that would be these. To make an AI agent as well as a time zone. I use AI everywhere. Everywhere. In everything. I don't even play. Create actions. So that's pretty much what you're telling it to do. Okay. Within the prompt. As well as routing. Now this is more system building right here than prompting. even though these are two very, very big skills that you need. Okay, how to build a system and how to prompt. Test and deploy. So after you are done building, let me tell you one part of building that is super long and takes a long time. It almost always takes more time than actually building the system, and that's testing. Testing. And when I test, it did, especially when my partner tests, because he like to try to break my system. Like, that's his going thing. Like, oh, I'm gonna break it, bro. I'm gonna break it. Like, that's kind of like the friendly competition that we got within the because he want to build too. But he ain't like me. You know what I'm saying? But he's every chance he get to break my system, he gonna love to do it. So start your AI and automation journey today. I want you to remember the framework: get, prompt, transfer. Get, where you're getting the information from, or the source. Prompt is when you have the AI intelligence really manipulating, finessing, correcting, and then you have transfer. Okay, and that is where you send it. Where is it going? Mailman. I dropped the mail off. Explore templates. Browse the template gallery for inspiration. Modify existing scenarios to fit your needs. Share your creations with the community. Now, this is very important, you guys. You need to understand that you're not going to get good by watching YouTube. I'm gonna be honest with you. You're not gonna get good like watching me tell you what to do. Even though that probably makes you like feel good, because it's like giving you a false illusion of progress, because you're just watching all day long, every day, and you're not actually doing. So that's really not good. Like, you need to get out here and like get into the mix. Open up that scenario, make some mistakes, get the templates, just mess around with them and try to finesse them and like make them do what you wanted to do. Okay, and run into so many like errors and walls. It gets super frustrated after 3 days on one thing. The more experience you get, yes, it does make automations easier or anything easier at that. But it's just the problems get a lot harder, because it's just like the way that you get better at system building is like making so many mistakes and kind of knowing where they are, or like how to error handle for them, like you know what's coming up. But when you kind of know a lot that's coming up, the stuff that's not coming up the most is now coming up. So you just gotta be like, damn, dog, I ain't know that. Experiment and grow. Okay, start with simple workflows, test different AI prompts, gradually increase complexity. I ain't agreeing with AI on that one. Yeah, he snapped with that one. I go in the trenches with the most complex. Like, well, what is this? You asking, you want me to do what? I got you. I got you. I don't know how to do this, y'all. Okay? Don't be afraid to make mistakes, bro. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to get out there. It was imposter syndrome where I felt like I wasn't good enough to be able to do a system, of certain complexity. But, man, get out there. Do it. All right, y'all. That's it. That's everything. I hope you really got an understanding of how you think about systems nowadays, like the easy way to think about it, and how you can really put every automation in that sequence and really like get to the foundation and the base and really understand and be able to make you some money out here, because that's really what I'm for. I'm here to help you make some money. If you guys are interested in the community, it's in the link below. I really appreciate y'all for watching. I'm really trying to start, really showing love and really giving, sauce. I'll see y'all later.